Welcome back for another video. Kingdom blessings to each and every one of you all. I am so excited to be here as we close out the final day of our five factors. Y'all, today we'll be hitting on the last two factors. So come in. If you're new here, put a one in the comments. Say hello. Tell me where you're tuning in from. You all do me a favor. And if you support what I'm doing here, go ahead and like the broadcast. As you come in, like the broadcast. Share the broadcast, okay? I gotta get me a new camera. Yesterday, I went back and looked at the message and it was blurry. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I have to get me a new camera because this one is not even built into my computer. So it's just standing. But apparently just like an iPhone, when it's time for you to get something else, it start acting up. So I'm assuming it's time now. So we'll be getting that very soon here. So yes, come on in, y'all. Let's go ahead and get through the last segment of the last two factors out of the five factors that we have talked about that we is. Okay. All right. So we're back. This is the last day of the five factors. So this week we have gone through your payment history, and we know that your payment history sits at 35% of your credit score. Okay, we have your amounts owed, which is also your credit utilization, and that's sitting at 30%. And then we have the length of credit. Okay, that's your credit history, and that's sitting at 15% of your credit score. So today we're closing out with the final two, which is your credit mix, exactly how it sounds, and then your new credit. So both of them are 10% each of your credit score, and they will also give you 55 points each if you do those categories just right. All right. So misunderstanding either one of those, it can lead to decisions that actually hurt your score. So let's go ahead and talk more about it. I need you to write this information down. All right. Write this information down. Okay. So your credit mix is 10% of your score. All right. So credit mix is exactly what it sounds like, you guys. It is the variety of different types of credit accounts that you carry. My camera trying to fall. Give me a moment, you guys. Okay. I think we fine for right now. All right. So again, your credit mix, it is exactly, God bless you, Prophecy. Thank you. Prosperous, blessed, and uncommonly favorable day. I receive it in Jesus' mighty name. Kingdom blessings to you. All right, you guys. So, and we just now getting started with the information. So the last two factors. So the first one we're talking about is your credit mix. If you have this paper, go ahead and reference it. We're talking about the last two factors, which is your increase in your credit mix. All right. So your credit mix is exactly what it sounds like, you guys. That's the variety of different types of credit accounts that you carry. Okay. So the scoring model, it recognizes two main categories of credit. Let me be great today, camera. Okay. So you got revolving accounts, and then you have something called installment accounts. Let's talk about the two. So your revolving accounts, they are credit cards. These are your lines of credit. Okay. So with the revolving account, the balance, it goes up, it goes down. You can borrow it, you can pay it down, you can borrow from it again. All right. That's a revolving account. It's a credit, like a credit card. Okay. There is no fixed end date. All right. So as long as you treat your credit card good, it'll treat you good. All right. So in an installment, still going down. Okay, give me a moment. I just don't want it to fall off. Then y'all gonna fall on the floor. Okay. So an installment account are loans with a fixed payment schedule. All right. So that's your car loan, that's your mortgage, that's your student loan, that's your personal loan. You borrow a set amount. You make the same payment every month, and the account closes when it is paid off. Okay. So the scoring model, it rewards you for having both of these types of accounts, right? Both of these loans, not one or the other, both. So if your credit file only has credit cards, then you are missing the installment side, and that category is not working for you at full capacity. Hear me and hear me very well. Okay. So if your credit file only has a car loan and a student loan, then you are missing the revolving side. The most optimized credit profiles have a healthy credit mix. Okay. This is the difference between a person that has a 500 credit score and a person that has an 850. This person that has an 850 has an optimized credit profile. They have more than one credit card. They have more than one revolving account. Like they have more than one. They have a good credit mix, which is one of the 5 factors that we're talking about, which is 10% of your credit score. It can give you up to 55 points. So this is very important, you guys. All right. So a mortgage or a car loan, it represents the installment side. All right. So 2 of the 3 credit cards represents the revolving side. All right. So that mix tells the scoring models that you can manage different kinds of financial obligations. So basically, when a lender pulls your report and they look and they see everything that's on your report, it's generally telling them information of what you can handle or what you can't handle. So the accounts that is not so good, they can see, okay, well, Shayla can't handle this, right? They can see that. So your report, it just lets lenders see how well of a person you are when it comes to your obligations, right? So this is the most important caveat. All right. So do not go and open accounts you do not need just to improve your mix. All right. Just don't go opening up here, there, and everywhere. That is not wisdom. That is actually recklessness. It's dressed up as strategy. There's no strategy in just going to open up different accounts just to say that you have a credit mix. All right. We need strategy here. So you should only be opening up accounts that serve a purpose in your financial life. But if you're making this a decision between 2 options and one of them will add a type of credit that you don't currently have, that is worth factoring in. All right. So hear me and hear me very clearly. A credit builder loan is one of the best. It is one of the best tools for this. Okay, you guys. It is an installment loan that's designed specifically to help people build or rebuild their credit. So you make fixed monthly payments. The payments get reported to the bureaus, and at the end of the term, you receive the money that you deposited. I think I went over this the other day. An installment loan, I'll say a lot that I give in my program or CD savings account, right? So it's just like saying that they will put up $1,500 or $2,000 in the CB virtual savings account, and then they'll let you open that account for $25 and pay them every month. And so let's just say that you get one that you pay $25 a month for 12 months. At the end of that contract, at the end of that agreement, you have one done built up credit because it's a credit builder account. And then 2, they will give you all of the $25 payments that you have paid each month at the end of your contract. So it's a 2-in-1. I tell people, man, these accounts are, they are sweet. Do you hear me? When it comes to a credit report, they're really good. They'll treat you really right. All right. And it's very good to have these type of accounts on your credit report. All right. So you make fixed monthly payment. The payment gets reported to the bureaus, and at the end of the term, you will receive the money that you deposited. That's very low risk. They will report to all 3 credit bureaus within 30 days. So you have these accounts reported within 30 days, y'all. All right. So this is your credit mix. All right. It's a mix of accounts to show lenders that you can handle multiple things on your credit report other than just one thing. Right? They would love to see a different variety, a different mix, right? So that's your credit mix. And we'll go down to the last one. Credit mix and increase, they're both worth the same, 10%. So you can see them kind of out of order on the paper. But yeah, that doesn't matter on which order it is. Okay, just know that the top two, the payment history that's worth 35% and the utilization that's worth 30%, those are your ringleaders. Okay, those are your ringleaders. Those are in the spiritual aspect, in the spiritual world. The payment history and the utilization are the strongholds of the credit arena. Okay, they at your neck. And those are the top two things that you should be getting in order today, like yesterday. All right. So let's go down to the last one, which we have new credit. And it's exactly how it sounds. This is 10% of your score. And again, you're able to get 55 points in this category if you treat it right. So your new credit, it measures two things. It measures how recently you have opened new accounts and how many new accounts you have opened in a short period of time. So every time you apply for a new credit, whether it's a card, whether it's a loan, whether it's anything, the lender pulls a hard inquiry. Remember, I tell you, if you go somewhere and they be like, "Hey, what's your social?" Just letting you know, when somebody say, "Hey, what's your social?" Act like they're saying, "Hey, let me get ready to give you a hard inquiry." Okay. And when you hear "what's your social," I need you to hear, I'm finna put a hard inquiry on your report. Okay. Okay. Unless you're pulling it yourself, when you go to a car lot or something like that, just know what they're about to do. All right. So there have been times when I hear that and I'm like, nah, I am cool, because no, we're not doing that today. All right. So we talked about this in the inquiry session. That hard inquiry, it signals to the score models that you are seeking out new credit, which is fine. One inquiry is a minor hit. 3, 4, 10, 50 inquiries, y'all. People have this many inquiries and they don't even know it, right? That looks like financial desperation. Like you're trying to access so much credit as fast as possible, and it's singling out red flags to the lenders. So the scoring model, it also looks at the average age of your newest accounts. Okay, opening multiple new accounts at once, it will flood your credit profile with young accounts. Remember, we love a good credit length. We talked about that one yesterday. Opening up a lot of new accounts all at the same time, it'll bring your age down. It'll bring your length of credit down. I remember when I told you that these five factors, they kind of bounce off one another. This is that. Okay. So, yeah, it'll bring your accounts down. It'll suppress your average account age. All right. So every time you open up account on your credit, it'll attack your age if it's new. Okay. So, which in turn it hits your length of credit history, like I just said, at the same time. So this is why the advice is be strategic about when and how you apply for new credit. You have to have a game plan. Okay. You got to sit down and count the costs. All right. So do not apply for 3 cars in the same month because you got mailers that look appealing. Do not. One of the things that I tell people that come into my program, when I get ready, when I'm disputing the negative items on your report, and you start, your scores start to look sexy, because this is what it is. When you start to clean up your credit, it starts to look very sexy to the lenders, and they like, "Ooh, let me go after her. Ooh, let me go after him. They got sexy credit. They got credit that we like. Let me shoot them this card in the mail. Let me shoot them." Do not go after anything that flops into your mail. They are thirsty. They will, I'm telling you, only respond to the one. And I tell people, when you're in my program and I'm repairing your credit, don't even respond. Like, don't even give an eye. Don't even. You ain't even healed yet. Ooh, that's good. So the analogy that I'm getting right now is just like a woman or a man that was abused in the world in a relationship. Like, don't go on to the next credit card. Don't go on to the next guy. Don't go on to the next woman because you got to first sit down and heal. That is good, Holy Spirit. You got to heal. So don't be so thirsty that you take whatever comes your way. That is so good. I got to write that down. I love that analogy. Wow. Where my pen at? Wow. Not that I'm going to forget it. My God, that is good to me. I'm sorry, y'all. I just had a moment with Holy Spirit. So begin to space your applications out, right? I tell people when they come into my program, do not accept anything because I have not properly healed your report. Just because I started, just because you see some negative items being deleted, just because you see your score improving, I'm not finished. Allow me to do my full job. It's just like God telling a lot of people, allow me to heal your heart fully before you go on to the next thing. My God, wow. All right. So only apply when you have a clear purpose and a clear plan for how the accounts will fit into your overall credit strategy. All right. So we have something that's called the exception rate shopping. And we covered this in the inquiry section, but it bears repeating here because it connects directly to new credit. So when you are shopping for a mortgage, a car loan, or a student loan, FICO gives you a rate shopping window of 14 to 45 days where multiple hard pulls for the same type of loan count as one inquiry. All right. So use that window. Shop multiple lenders in that window. Get the best rate in that window. Your score will not be penalized for doing the smart thing. Okay. So there's a saying, it's not what you do, it's how you do it. You got to know how you're doing it, how to do it. All right. So that comes to the end of the 5 factors. So let's bring it all home. All right. So, hold on. Okay. So your sum range is 550 points that you're able to obtain in order to get a perfect credit score. Your payment history is 35% of your credit. That's 192 points. That's your word, right? Do you pay when you say you will pay? That's the most powerful factor, and that one is built 1 month at a time. Okay. The next one is the amount owed, which we call the utilization. That is 30% of your credit score. That is 165 points that you're allotted to get in this category. That's your utilization. And it simply says, how much of your available credit are you actually using? Keep your revolving balances under 10% each month, you guys. And this is just to get the max. You may hear of people say, oh, keep your utilization under 30%. That's standard for the world. But I'm here to tell you, if you knock that thing under 10%, you'll see beautiful scores. Beautiful. The third factor is your length of credit history. That's 15% of your credit score. That's 82 points that you're able to get in this area. So the length of credit history is your track record over time. The longer that you're building credit, the better. Do not close old accounts. Let your file age. Okay. The fourth one is your credit mix. This is 10% of your credit score. So that's 55 points that you're able to obtain in this category. So the variety of accounts you manage, this is what that category is revolving and installment both working together hand in hand. All right. And then the last one we have is your new credit. That's also 10% of your credit score. You're able to get 55 points in this area. So that's how recently and how often you are seeking out new credit. Okay. So again, in this area, be very intentional, be very strategic, and do not be so reactive that you're careless and you really don't know what you're doing. All right. So your payment history and your utilization together is 357 points. Almost 2/3 of your entire scorable range, right? So if those two categories are in bad shape, listen to me. There is no amount of work on the other three that will save you. That's 357 points. That's just from the first two factors. That's just from your payment history and your utilization. That's your credit card and how you pay your bills. Period. Right? So if you lock these two in, the rest of the score it builds on top of that solid foundation. All right. So these five categories are the whole formula. There is nothing else. I literally, if you caught the last couple of lives, part one, all the way, this is part four, all the way to part four, you now understand how credit works. You do. Every question about your score, why it went up, why it went down, what to do next, we will answer that in the upcoming lives, okay? From these five buckets, from these five scores. But you know how to repair your credit. You do. I've taught you the foundation of what credit is because it's only five factors. Anybody who take these five factors and they apply it the way that I exactly showed you how to, within 30 days, you should see an improvement on your score. All right. So let's back this with the Bible. We have Daniel 1 and 17. It says, to these four young men, God gave knowledge and understanding of all kinds of literature and learning. God is not opposed to you having knowledge. He is not opposed to you understanding systems. He literally gave Daniel wisdom to navigate a system that was not designed for him. And Daniel, the Bible says Daniel thrived. Daniel thrived. So you're being equipped right now with the very vital and the necessity of information, not just with credit information, but with the understanding to navigate a whole financial system and make it work in your favor. This is to build generational wealth, to own homes, to access capital. OPM, we're going to talk about that. Other people's money. To walk into rooms that have been closed to people who look just like you and I and operate in this field with excellence. This is why we do the work. This is why. Glory to God. All praises, honor, glory to Jesus. So this is all five factors. If you're just not tuning in, go back and hit the replay. Okay? Go back and watch the replay because you've been tuning in and you tuning in and you've been tracking with me for the past couple of days. You know how to repair your credit. You do. Now, I haven't taught you about the letters and things of that sort, but you have a very distinct understanding of what moves your score. You understand how you can get an increase within the 30 days. If you apply these five factors, you understand it. Where's my paper? If you go, if you don't have a credit card, go get one. Okay, go get two. All right, if you don't. My camera keep falling. All right, go get a credit card. And if you got a credit card, keep your utilization under 9%. Okay? Pay your bills on time. Pay them on time. Y'all, let me give a little nugget. Just a little bit. If it's coming up for your statement due date and you really don't have the money, process the payment. Process it. Because it's going to take a couple of days for the system to actually catch it. And if you're going to have the money soon, process the payment. Why? Because it's going to at least report paid for that month. Then go back and pay it. It's not that. Come on now. Don't make this thing harder than what it is. Come on now. Get that nugget and run with it, somebody. If you a lot of increase on your report, call the bureaus today. Call them. Listen, I just pulled my report. There's a lot of inquiries up here that I did not authorize. There's a lot of inquiries up there. They're going to ask you the name of the inquiry and the date. Boom, delete it. Done. Done. And mix of credit. Get you some installment loans. Don't just have a credit card on your report. Get you some installment loans, right? And I give them all in my program. I give you credit cards. I give you installment loans. Do the math. Make it work, you guys. Make it work. All right. So again, on tomorrow we'll build off of all of this information, and of course I'm going to give you all more nuggets, of course. So again, I do have a $47 PDF guide that will walk you through your report. I give you a letter in this guide. It's $47. Go get the PDF guide, you guys. All right. I'm also doing audit calls, a 1-day audit call to where you pay $197 one time, and we will sit down on the phone and we'll go down your whole entire report, and I'll give you the action plan day one so that you can hit the ground running. Now, if you say I need more depth, I need you to hold me by my hand, like I need to be with you, Shayla, then I have a full program for $497, and I'm allowing you to split that $497 into 2 payments of $249, right? And then after onboarding, it's $47 a month. And this is just so that I can continue to work on your report, all right? And then there's a separate fee of $29 just so that I can pull in your credit report into my software. All right. All right. So you will know exactly your next move, regardless of which plan you decide to go with, you all. All right. So that's it for today. Let me see. We have a comment. God bless you. God bless you. Thank you for tuning in. I've had a credit card for over 3 years with no increase, and a balance is low. I pay on time always, but always up to limit. Hold on. I pay on time always, but always up to limit. I don't think I understand the last part. On time always, but always up to limit. Oh, so you're just paying the minimum. Is that what you're saying? Try to pay more. Bring it down to under 9%. So a good example, if you have a credit card that's like and I'm not the best with math, so we don't stay with $100. Okay. If you have a credit card that's $100, try by your statement due date, try to report under $100. So that's try to report under only $10. So about $9 every month. Well worth the investment, yes. $300 limit, yes. And if you can't get an increase, so those are the listen. I've been there. Those are the cards that I actually anything with a 1 in it. I try to stay away from it because they will lock you in on a low limit credit card, and it's just really disgusting. So I would say keep the card, especially if you have good account history. I told you, I already knew what it was before you even said it. Anything with a 1 on it, any card that got a 1 on it, run. Run, baby, run, Forrest, run. No, let me stop. But yeah, I already knew. When you said that, I knew. Yeah, just keep up with the account. Put a little subscription up there. Don't spend so with $300 limit, don't spend no more than that's 30, 10% is 30. So don't spend no more than $29 by your statement closing date. And then you'll see that 9%. And is that your only credit card though? Is that your only one? I'm actually gonna go over that video. I'm gonna gather up some cards. I do. Is that your only credit card? And do you have any other positive accounts on your report? Is that the only thing? Okay, is it charged off? You don't know. Did you check your report? When was the last time you checked your report? When was the last time? Remember, I put in the link in a previous video. You can go to requesting. What do you mean? Are you trying to request a video? What are you requesting? Because I'd rather do this on a call if you would love to, so that we can go over your report. What are you requesting? Prophetess C, I'm assuming that she came up here via you. Can you give her my number so that we can talk? Yeah, yeah. So yeah, Prophetess C, if you could please give her my number so that we can go over her reports today. If you're up to it. So you can go ahead and call me and in the next hour. That's fine. All right, you guys. So that's it for today's lesson. Again, if you do have any questions though regarding your credit report, put them in the comments. For some reason, I'm not sure why when I get off live, I don't see my comments anymore. Thank you. I don't see my comments anymore. So if y'all are putting things in the comments and you come back and watch the replay, I do not get them. I'm not understanding why. I put the live replay comment section thing and I still don't see anything when I come back. So I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know what to do about that. But yeah, God bless you all. We'll be back on tomorrow, 12 p.m. CST standard time. God bless you. Share the live video with somebody that's in need. All right, y'all. See you on tomorrow.